Today we're back along the northern Scottish coast, near Betty Hill, for another classic sea kayaking journey. We'll explore Neave Island, Eilean Nan Ròn and the Rubha Islands. Launching from Skerray, we weave our way through the rocks and out across the narrow channel towards Neave's southeastern shore. It was an impressively deep cave, and the benign conditions allowed us to venture quite far inside. I had forgotten my head torch, so I followed the light from Will's. But eventually the claustrophobia of the dark and the narrowing space got the better of me, and I scurried back to the entrance, relieved to see daylight once again. While the small uninhabited island is known for the beautiful sandy beach we passed earlier, the majority of its coastline is rugged, steep and rocky, with virtually nowhere to land, but plenty of spots to explore. We made our way through a network of connected tunnels, arches and geos along the island's northwestern corner, the enormous time-worn rocks plunging into the shallow crystal clear water all around us. Having now come round the western side of Neave, we headed back towards the mainland. A fairly stiff southwesterly breeze had started to pick up, so crossing back and taking some shelter along the cliffs there before crossing to Eilean Nan Ròn will keep us out of the worst of it. The cliffs along here had plenty of interesting nooks and crannies to explore. Reached a suitable spot for our crossing, we turned our bows towards Eilean Nan Ròn and crossed the narrow channel towards it. The island was inhabited in the late 19th and early 20th century, and the ruins of a harbour still remain, although it's only accessible from the seaward side at high water. For smaller craft like our kayaks, a tunnel through the rock allows us to creep in from a small cove to the south. After a brief lunch stop on the pebbly beach nearby, we continued making our way along the eastern side of the island. Its shore an imposing line of steep sandstone slabs that feel very much like a fortress. I found myself wondering what life must have been like for the inhabitants of the island in the past, as so much of it feels hostile and wild. The last of the residents left in 1938, leaving behind a scattered population of sheep that remain to this day. As this side of the island was protected from the now strengthening southwesterly winds, the benign conditions here allowed us to explore deep inside this cave, beneath a hill called Cnoc Na Caillich, which means Knoll of the Old Woman in Gaelic. We find this name across the Celtic world, recalling a divine hag of myth who had a hand in the creation of landscapes and weather, especially storms in winter. Her presence certainly felt close today, with the bursts of rain and the restless wind. As we rounded the top of the island, we began to feel the effects of some tidal flow. I can imagine this area may well get a bit livelier in different conditions, but today we simply felt a small surge in the water beneath us, pulling us forward. Because of the strengthening southwesterly gusts, we took advantage of a large gap between the islands here, instead of continuing around and directly into the wind. The island's name, Eilean Nan Ròn, is Gaelic for Island of the Seals, and around 350 grey seal pups are born here every year. As we paddled through this channel, we encountered a few of them. Once we'd reached the southwestern tip of the island, we began our paddle across to the Rabbit Islands. By now the winds had strengthened to a solid force 4 which was blowing directly in our faces, making the 2-kilometre crossing a rather arduous affair that took over 30 minutes. We weaved our way through the islands, heading towards a beautiful sandy spit that's accessible at low tide.
Oh, there's a seal right there! Hello!
After a brief stretch ashore, we climbed back into the kayaks for the final push, rounding the bottom of the island for one more battle with the headwinds as we returned to the mainland.
Further.
Top effort, everyone.
Woohoo!
Oh.
Sweet.
That was a knackering
Sweet.
paddle. That was a tiring paddle, wasn't it?
Oh.
Hey, what was our mileage? 22.19 Kia.
I had 21 once.
I had about 21.
With all the ups
Mine
and
was
downs
30.
on the way.